Hello everyone, welcome back to All the Mods 9 to the Sky. So I need to get some Mekanism done. I got the basic stuff done, not the basic stuff, but I've got like some of the, what is it, like the first tier of the cogs and then the infused alloy, which now I just need to make the other alloys. And that shouldn't be too hard to do. It's more of this refined obsidian is a little annoying to get. I guess I could try to make the bee. How hard is it to make the bee? Obsidian bee, osmium bee, lights eggs. Yeah, no, that's gonna be annoying to get. Okay. Okay, so it's not really that bad. It's more of these diamonds are just kind of not the best. I'll probably just, not probably, I will just make patterns for all of this. It's not gonna be the easiest thing, but it'll hopefully not be too bad. Now, I'm fairly certain, let's see. So, I need the gravitational modulating unit, which I think also takes, yeah, it takes a decent amount of the antimatter pellets, which the antimatter is not too hard to make. Can I make this nuclear waste? Oh, I can, but what do you pollinate off of? Okay, it's the antimatter pellet as well. That's nice. And I'm fairly certain I have to kill a radioactive bee. Or I can just give it a polonium pellet. Radioactive bee, not too hard to make either. So that should be pretty easy. Now I'm going to place both of these right here. Both of the enrichment chambers. Because you're going to need both to... wait, is it refined obsidian? Or do I... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so I don't have to enrich it. But I could. And that would give me more. Okay, actually I will do that. Can I enrich the ingots? No. I have to run it through a crusher. So I'll also make a crusher. I'll place you right there. Cool. So, first things first, I'm going to be running diamonds into you. And what I'm going to do... What the heck? Freaking music. So, you will have the diamonds. You will have the refined obsidian. Get a basic chest. So there is going to be a limit, kind of, on these. Just so that I'm not blowing through everything I have. Ow, just slapped my mic. Mainly because of the diamonds. I don't want to accidentally blow through all my diamonds. So it'll make chest full, and then obviously this will be full. And then right next to the chest is where I will have the reinforced alloy being made. So I have to make some of you. Why the frick did it just do that? That and do that. So then you will be making the atomic alloy. Okay, now I just gotta pipe all these in. That should be good. That should be good. I also kind of realized I'm gonna have to just connect these because this is gonna, no. This will crush the refined obsidian and then we'll send it over to this, which will then enrich the obsidian, the refined obsidian dust, and then that'll go into this. Now this is making stuff good. So I should be able to make the advanced alloy, this blue stuff, reinforced, that's what it is. Let's make 100, why not? And it is working. Obviously, this isn't going to be too terribly fast, so kind of unfortunate. I could make it faster, but it's more of trying to make these enriched diamonds. It's kind of a limit. I mean, I could have like I'm going to upgrade these, obviously, so it will get faster, but I mean, I could, you know, run another one right here and then have two maybe, but I don't really think I need it all too much. Now, do I have... Wait, can I make refined... Do I have... No, I don't. Never mind. I can't make refined obsidian. Oh, wait, did I... What did I... Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? I don't know where I put that pattern to make this, but I don't really want it. Don't want it, because what's gonna do... Actually, it won't, but I just don't want it to be doing that. Okay. Now, I have got to make refined obsidian somehow right here. So, oh wait, no, wait, never mind. Okay, actually, wait. No, I think I'm having so many strokes all in one go. It's not even funny. So I do have to make the dust first, but then, okay, yeah, okay. So I do want these then. I'm just being stupid. Because I was thinking, yes, okay, I was just being a moron. I don't know why. Okay, anyways, so now I've got to make the patterns to make, I guess I got to make the refined obsidian dust before I can make the ingot, which I have to make the ingot to make the blocks. So, oh, I guess I can actually do this pattern. Obviously, it's going to be a temporary one. Not temporary, but one I'm not going to use for a while. I guess, yeah, I probably will make it temporary just so that it doesn't try to make it that way instead of just crafting it using the essence when I get the essence. So an enrichment chamber. Do I have an enriching factory right there? Okay. Do I already have? I do. Okay. So I already had everything good to go for that. Okay, so let's make me 200 refined obsidian. Is it actually gonna? Yes, it is. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then you guys, yep. Nice. Oh crap. Let me just turn this off. Because refined obsidian dust, and let me just throw it back in here. Turn you back on. There we go. Okay. Let you do your thing. It should do. What do we joked on? Output right. And then, oh, it's because I didn't do input on the left. So yeah. There you go. And then I should be able to come in here and I'll just make 100. It won't be able to finish it immediately, but you know, it'll whoop, did not mean to do that. It'll at least get some of it done. Now I just gotta go make me some refined obsidian. Make 6 seeds. Might be a little overkill, but whatever. Don't really care. The more seeds, the merrier, because then that just means more source going into my system, which is always welcome. How much source do I have now? I doubt it's a lot more. 20 million. Okay. Is it dropping? Oh my gosh, it is dropping. Wait, maybe. No, it's not dropping. Never mind. Yeah, it's not dropping. Never mind. I thought it was falling because I thought it was at like 40 million. Maybe I was looking at something else. It's kind of unfortunate that this EMC thing is broken because they're not updating this mod pack anymore. But I come in here and do that every time. And just for laughs and giggles, I am going to add another import bus right here. Or I guess it's an export bus. Well, it needs to be an export bus. Oh, come on. Do that for the matter ball. How much EMC do I have? 1.3 billion. Nice. And I don't even have the first page filled up. Actually, no, I have multiple. Never mind. Why does it? I don't understand why this. It's like that one's filled in the middle, but these aren't. Kind of whack. Okay, now that I have all the alloys being made, I also went ahead and made some patterns for the reactor. I'm not going to go crazy with it. I'm just going to make one. But I definitely need a decent amount of stuff. Need to probably make everything else first. I also need the fuel rods. Can't forget about those. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to power this immediately. But I still want to build it right now. So that is what I'm going to do. Yeah, this is not too hard to make. It could be pretty expensive if I didn't have my mystical agriculture farm going, but shouldn't be too bad. Now, I did make the freaking logic adapter. I'm not doing that. I always do kind of just make them. Or not always. I usually don't ever make them, actually. I don't know why I said that I usually make them, because I don't ever make them. And I kind of want this to be an even amount, so I'm going to make one more. I guess I made 2, but that's fine. This is definitely overkill, but, you know, might as well make it overkill. Don't want to accidentally not have enough. Okay, yep. It is active. Well, now what I've got to do is go ahead and start making this freaking fissile fuel. This stuff is super tedious to make, to say the least. I did figure out during, I think, all the mods 10 maybe? Or was it all the mods 10? I can't remember. But you don't need, when you're making the hydrofluoric acid, the sulfuric acid, you can just put, what's it called? The, like, sulfur dust just straight into these machines. So, like, I'll hurry and make one of these real quick. So usually, not usually, but what I used to do is I would make this sulfur trioxide, sulfur dioxide, like it was such a process. But I guess you can just shove these into this and it immediately turns it straight into sulfuric acid. And all I need to do is just have this being put in through the extra slot, which I'll just have to pipe it in automatically. And then I just need to bring in some fluorite, which I'm fairly certain is growable. Yes, it is, which is good. I definitely have a ton of that. Yep, 496,000, which I will still start growing it real quick, just because I know that I'm gonna end up, blowing through a decent amount of my fluorite if I just kind of let it go ham. Okay, I got some of the fluorite, got a decent amount of the sulfuric acid, not acid, but the sulfur dust. So now all I need to do is make this hydrofluoric acid. Obviously, I need to just make tons of you guys because I'm going to be making a decent amount of these machines, and they're going to be using a lot of all of this. Is that... I forget. I didn't set this up to consume the refined obsidian immediately, right? I don't think I did. No, I definitely did not. No, I did not. Good. I just have... Okay, yeah. Unless... Ooh. Did I? Ooh, I did. Yikes. I mean, as long as I'm using this, this is already filled up, so it shouldn't just blow through it all. So I forgot I did set it up that way on purpose. So that is a-okay. Never mind. Yeah, this is definitely going to be expensive channel-wise. Just because I'm too lazy to try to set up a weird system where I can do not this. All I'd really need to do is set up like chests and stuff. But I'd rather not, if I'm being honest. I'd rather not do that. So I'm just not gonna do it. I shall not do it because I'm just lazy. Now, this is not gonna be, I don't know actually if it'll be enough to fully power the reactor, but hopefully it is. So, also these bees, they have been making me a decent amount of dust. I haven't done anything with the dust for a little bit, so I'm gonna have, let's see, nope. Yeah, decent amount. Yep. Yeah, so I'll go through and make those later. But for now, gotta finish making this, so I'll go ahead and make all the way up to the fissile fuel. Can I click on the right thing, please? Okay, so I got my fissile fuel going, and it's, I mean, usually when I do this, it's slower than this, but I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I got some basalts, the one boils, because I needed to make these earth charges, so the dudes that drop these, I had like a mob swab because I found one on top of a nether fortress, so I actually put them in the spawner, and the shards were EMCable, so I made a ton of those. Let me look how much. Yeah, I made 1 million, so I used a lot of my EMC. Like I think it was like 1 billion, but I had 3 billion, so it's fine. And so now my sulfur dust is being made way faster because I had an insane amount of regular sulfur, and the only way to turn this into dust without, doing the pulverizer from thermal series, because yeah, that is a thermal series thing, and this pulverizer's slow. I had to get the basalts, and then I also piped this in, so this is ready to go. It's almost full as well, which is kind of insane. Just gonna have this pipe in the polonium into the... wait, can it actually go into... I can't remember. I don't think it can. Wait, it might not be able to. So I'm actually not gonna even test that out just in case if it can't, because I don't want to actually spill anything. I can't remember if it can. Ooh, scary. Okay, but luckily it can hold on a decent amount of the waste. Oh yeah, because it's radioactive waste. That's right. So I don't think it can go in there. That is correct. Ooh, okay, good. Luckily, I kind of thought of that. Anyways, I can now turn this on. It's not going to do anything because it's set to the lowest. I don't know, 250 millibuckets per tick. I'll do 10. I'll just set it to 10. So it's not going to absolutely burn through all of this. Yeah, this is still going up. So, oh, wait. Ooh. I think this might blow up, like actually. Yep. Oh no, it blew. I've never done that before. I completely forgot about the water. How bad? Yeah. 9 hours, dude. Okay, I just freaking AFK'd after this thing blew up. I repaired these so that I could continue making the thistle fuel, and then I kind of cleaned this up. Obviously, haven't rebuilt it yet, but that is, or was, pretty unfortunate. Luckily, it didn't do too much. Didn't seem to affect anything else. It just kind of blew this up and damaged some of this stuff, but everything is running, so it's fine now. Okay, I've got to make sure that I actually do this properly. I'm gonna add more of these as well. Just add a ton more. The fuel going right here. I'll have, I guess, one of these be for whatever it's called, the water. And I'm gonna be using the what's it called? Integrated dynamics, I think. Yes, these. Use these fluid interfaces because you can have an insane amount of stuff pumping through it. So right here, exporter, I think it's this way. Obviously, I'm gonna make sure it works before I do anything. Nice. Okay, that should be good. I might also, I just had an idea of using these for the matter balls, which I mean, let's see how much EMC I have. Oh, I forgot. I restarted everything, so I have to go break you and put you back down. But I made sure this was working overnight, so now I have 19 billion EMC. So quite a lot. And then an insane amount of source, just, you know, tons of stuff. Is the source full? No, not even close. Not even close. Yeah, now I have an insane amount of stuff. So these, not really. Probably put more cards in eventually, but don't really need to do that. Now I've got to freaking place all this bullcrap back down. I mean, I don't remember how high it was. I'll just try to make it similarly I did wise. I don't freaking know. What am I missing? Is there too many of these? Something broken underneath. Oh, it is. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Okay. What? Oh. There you go. And now it's full. Okay. Oh, it's also still full of fissile fuel. You're not gonna suddenly be too hot, right? No. Immediately have 73% damage. That is, I mean, it shouldn't take on any more damage, but that is definitely not what we want to see. Also, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Cool. Oh, man, that was so freaking annoying. Okay, so I guess I can start pumping in some more fissile fuel. There you go. Yeah, this seems to be about it. I know I've done where instead of having all of these, I've had what's it called? Cables. This piping the steam into my system. Which, if I'm using, because I know there's turbines that you could use the steam for, I'm fairly certain, which I think generates power. I've never done it before, so let's try and look at this. Let's see. Just want to kind of take a little peek at this right here, creating power with the turbine. So yeah, so the turbines create power, which I think you pump the steam into it. Industrial turbine, convert heated coolant into power, which is the steam. Yeah, I don't need to do this. I don't know how much power it'll build, but I'm sure it probably is decent. I would assume so. But now I should be able to turn on. I'm just gonna like kind of do that. Okay, yeah. Temperature is staying the same. The damage has dropped. Okay, so it just drops over time. That's kind of nice. Steam. It's really just coming out of one. None of these really. Like, this is overkill. What did is the burn rate still? Yeah, the burn rate's still at 10. Cool. And then I'm slowly making some nuclear waste. I'm gonna turn that off. Cool. Now I just gotta actually process this nuclear waste. Now it shouldn't be too hard to do that. Or I say it shouldn't be too hard. I know exactly how hard it is to do it because I've done it 1,000 times already. Okay, so right here, polonium and plutonium, which I'm getting close to being able to make this radioactive chemical storage cell, which I don't really know if I need to do that. It might be kind of nice to do that with the, what's it called? The radio active waste. The nuclear waste, not radioactive waste. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. But so for the polonium, I need the solar neutron activator. And then for the plutonium, I just need the isotropic centrifuge. So, and yeah, this is where I need to start making the HDPE sheets, which are pretty easy. It's just kind of tedious. Okay, so we'll have the plutonium right there. Now, right, was the plutonium? Yes. So, can you make, okay, so I made both to make the SPS casing. You processed fissile fragment, which I think then you turn that into fissile fuel. So, I have a lot of salt. So this actually might be pretty nice. Maybe, I don't know. If I make too many of it, it'd be pretty nice. And then this, pretty easy to make this, but what else do you make? Okay, so I do need the plutonium to be able to make the red matter, which is pretty nice. Cool. I'm not going to do any of that yet. I'm going to start making the HDPE sheets. I'll just make them right here. And it's pretty freaking easy to do this. It's just kind of tedious trying to get all of these going, but everything should be super easy. So this substrate is biofuel, hydrogen, and water, which hydrogen is super easy to make. And then I get the ethylene, which then I need to use that to actually make the HDPE pellets, which is pretty nice. And this I just gotta shove like stuff into the biofuel, which I'll probably do moss block. Let's see, because mainly just because it's EMCable. Are you? No. Anything worth more that gives me a lot? Oh, that gives me a lot, but that is EMCable. No. So the moss block, not mushroom. Did I say mushroom? I don't know. Whatever, moss block. I will be using that. I'm just gonna make a pattern for it down here in this crusher. Okay. This should work. Maybe. Let's see. Oh yeah, needs power. Boom. Nice. Making the HDPE pellets. Now all I need to do is shove those into the enrichment chamber, which I'll just do a pattern. Okay. 100. Can't do that yet. Well, 80. No. Wait a second. I want to make 50. I'm gonna need to make a lot of this, so I'm just gonna let the pellets run for a while. I mean, all I'm using is EMC for this because all I'm pulling out is moss block out of my system. Everything else is being made, like the sink is pretty much making all of the gases and stuff I need, and then the moss block, which is super cheap, is making the biofuel. So it's super easy and just tedious to make the HDPE stuff, especially at this point in the mod pack. And I should now be able to make this. Just gotta make bronze, which I, for some reason, wait, do I? No, I don't. I'm gonna hurry and make me some seeds. Oh, it takes a lot, which luckily bronze is not that hard to make in the first place. Also, real quick, I'm gonna hurry and see how much these guys have made. They've probably made None. Wait, did they die? How did they? Oh, they died from the radiation. Of course. That's unfortunate. Luckily, they're not hard to get. I might actually have. No, I don't. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because. I mean, I guess they would have died in. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I AFK'd, so I was like, man, that's unfortunate. But I mean, you know, how far out? I bet if I go far enough out, I'll hit a spot of radiation that wasn't loaded in because it was far. I don't know. I haven't hit one yet, so. Wither. Oh wait, was it this? Oh yeah, I think it's because this guy, but because he's in the stasis chamber, it gets rid of his bar. Okay, I was able to make a ton of the HDPE sheets. Now I can go ahead and make this solar neutron activator boil. Just gotta make a ton of these. Cool. Nice. Okay. So now I'll be able to actually pull the nuclear waste and just shove it into these. I'm gonna have, let's see, what was it again to make this? It was the polonium pellet, which I'm fairly certain it's the neutron. Yeah. So I'll turn you off. I'm gonna be using you first. I connect this, it probably will fill all this up. I am gonna turn this off. Just gonna turn all of these off. Hopefully it doesn't force it into here. And it will probably force it into you. Obviously I need a little bit more polonium, so I think I'm just gonna turn this on and let it get to 1,000 polonium. You know what? I'll let it get to a few thousand because each pellet is 1,000, right? Yes. So let's say I make, I don't know, let's make 3 of these. So I need to get to 3,000 polonium, which means I am going to jack this up to, let's do 50. That's a big jump. Okay, that's fine. I'll do 100. Another big jump. That seems to be fine. Let me make sure that's not filling up too much. Okay, yeah, this should be good. Okay, can just turn you off. That should be, yep, right above 3,000. And then I actually have to come in here and make these. So they're both using the pressurized reaction chamber. Now, will this protect me from radiation? I'm worried it won't. And if it doesn't, it'll all be in the cards. So what I could do is just take it out and I'll probably just dump, like just literally just toss it off the edge if it really becomes that bad. Obviously, if it's full of a lot of stuff, I'll pump it out first. But I don't think it will be. Also, I think I am wrong. I think the polonium and stuff can go into these. I think. I think I might be wrong on that as well, but I'm fairly certain. I don't think the radioactive waste, not the radioactive waste, but the nuclear waste, I don't think can go in those. But I think the polonium and stuff can. So should be fine. Okay, now so the polonium. So yeah, I think they're both water and then fluorite dust, which I just need to crush up fluorite in the crusher thing, which I have insane amounts of fluorite. So that should be pretty easy. Just gonna make a pattern for that real quick. Wait, did I already have, wait, I might have already had a pattern. Nope, never mind. I saw the, whatever that dust thing was, osmium dust. Kind of looks like the fluorite dust. Okay, so that's done. So I just need to make 2 of you, just right out in front, like that. I guess, yeah, we'll have to pipe it in like that for now. This one, I'm not gonna pipe it in yet because I will switch it to cables. I'm even gonna add the polonium into this, even though it's not really doing that yet. I'm gonna make sure you are at 24. Okay, that is fine. Now I'm fairly certain, no, this does not have a gas upgrade. It is gonna make the spent nuclear waste, which I will just, like I said, I'll probably just make a pipe and go straight down and have just a bunch of barrels down here. I mean, it'll be like right here on this level. I'm not gonna like drop it all the way down there, and it'll just be like 100 barrels right here. That should be more than enough because I'm not doing this permanently, so I'm not gonna be making too much spent nuclear waste. Eventually, I'll just keep the liquid plutonium stuff, and then I guess it'll be polonium, and then I'll be shoving it into the SPS thing to make the antimatter, but for now, got me some polonium pellets, and I can go ahead and make 3 of you. So, polonium. And then plutonium. Now, here's the real question. Can I also do nuclear waste? I can. Sick. That is actually pretty cool. Oh, I didn't pull it out. Okay. Okay. I'm not actually gonna do the nuclear waste. I'm gonna try to do the spent nuclear waste. Can I? I can as well. Okay. I'm guessing this is not, let's see, filter chemical unsupported. Oh, wait. I didn't notice that. Okay, those ones are supported. Filter chemical unsupported. Okay, but that one's supported. Okay, so I guess the spent nuclear waste, even though I can be put in there, it doesn't want to. I guess, I don't know, I'll just hold on to this thing. If I come across something else, then I'll put it in that. Okay, that's super nice. So now this is empty, so I can break this and not have any issues. Nice. And then what I'm gonna do is cut down here. Oh, didn't really want to lose that, but whatever. So I want it out. You are, I guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be specific. You right there. And then I'll bring you up right here. And then you'll be pulling out the pellets. And then do the exact same thing with this. The plutonium is also floor dust. Okay, good. Try to make sure that it was that as well. This should start filling up with all this. And then the spent nuclear waste, just gonna drop it straight down right there. I know there is a mod, I think, that adds stuff to hide the mechanism cables. I forget, they're not the facades. I'm trying to think. I can't remember what it's called, so I don't know exactly what to look up. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, what the heck? I'm not certain if it's a mod or what, but I can't figure it out. So maybe it wasn't a mod. I don't know. Okay, but I'm gonna have these drop it down right here. Come down to right there. And then this is where the barrels are going to be placed. Now they have to be going along the top, right? And I think maybe the bottom. Let me test this out. Yes. So I can put it through the top and the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. Even like, I think this amount of barrels right here is enough, but I'm doing more than that. I'm going to do a lot because I don't ever want to have to worry about this. Because these can hold a lot and they decay it, so pretty nice just having a ton of them, because then you never have to worry about it. And luckily they don't just kind of give off radiation either, so I don't have to worry about that either, of like, you know, getting near this and they start hurting me or something. The thing I like about this, I don't know if is this completely? Yeah, it is. Just is mechanism. What's super nice about this is you don't have to worry too much about, like, you know, radiation poisoning too much, unless you do what I did and not supply a freaking reactor with any coolant and it blows up. Okay, that is overkill, but whatever. Yeah, so you have everything, obviously, except the plutonium. Now you guys just need the upgrades. Now you gotta power everything. Power you. Oh crap. Do I have to place it right there? I know I can rotate this. Am I having a stroke? What the heck? Do I just need to make a new one? I'm gonna make a new one. Okay. Okay, I guess the other one was bugged or something? Like, what happened? What was I doing? Everything should work. Alright? I still gonna just turn this guy off. Probably should make sure everything's gonna work. I don't know how much. I know I need to make less plutonium than the polonium, but I'll just turn this on and let things go. You don't even have any of the upgrades in you. Excuse me. Oh, wait, I turned you off. Yeah, I'm such a moron. Okay. Don't think I sped up the freaking bus underneath this. I'm confused. Why is it doing this? What is, what's happening here? What's happening? Why is it doing this? Why is it blinking in and out like this? I don't understand. Am I? Oh, I know exactly what's happening. There you go. It's because it's pulling this out and then putting it back in. There you go. Okay. Nice. Oh, now this is running. This is annoying as frick, so I'm gonna turn it off. The sound. Cool. Cool. Yeah, so yeah, these are working pretty well. How much pellets have I made? Decent amount of each. I know, again, I need less plutonium than the polonium. What else? Let's see. Okay. So the red matter. So actually, I think I am going to need a decent amount of plutonium because I do want to make the red guitar. Do I really need to? It's fun and all, but it's like, do I need to? I don't think I do. Extended transmutation interface. What does this do? ME trans. Oh, it's okay. It's just a bigger version of the one I have. But this right here, I want to make this the alchemical mastery card. I think I can shove this into this thing and it learns stuff, right? Now, I don't really think I need that too much, but you know, I just wish every time I reload my game, this doesn't work. Like it's like it doesn't realize it's attached to my system. I don't know why. Cool. I'm fairly certain this temperature, you can actually get it up close to here before it starts taking a lot of damage, but I don't really know. I don't really know. Like if I did, let's see, max burn rate is 200. Like I feel like this is fine, so I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm definitely going through my fissile fuel pretty quickly. Actually, I'd be able to run it at this rate for a while, but I'm now making a lot of nuclear waste. So I'm making the pellets way faster. Yeah, so I'll fly past that. You know what? I'll just get to a clean 100 plutonium pellets, and then I'll just shut this boyo off, and then just let this run for a little bit. And I'm fairly certain, can I make the... No, I cannot make the fissile fuel with you. Yeah, I don't think there's much else other than the SPS and the red matter that I care to make. What's this? Oh, portable. I don't... Yeah, whatever. I think that's for... Yeah, I think this is like their quantum storage stuff, which I think is probably pretty good. I would assume so, because this is very end game level stuff here, so I would assume it's pretty good, but obviously applied energistics is way better. Okay, I should have enough to make a lot of these SPS casing blocks. Yep, that should be more than enough. I just used all of my plutonium, but that's fine. Shouldn't be too hard to make more. I'll just kick this bad boy back on, start making more. So I'll just be making both. And then I gotta go ahead. Let's see. SPS, I gotta make 4 of you. And then was it just regular reactor glass? Structural glass. Is it this? That's reactor glass. So structural glass is different. And then I gotta make the lasers. Boom. I mean, that's pretty much everything. How many pellets do I have? 14. Okay, I'm just gonna turn you off. Turn you off, and I'm actually gonna turn you off as well. So now I'm only gonna be making polonium. Let's see. Gases. Let's just turn that all off. So now this should all just be going straight into my system. Good, good, good. And this is what is used to make the antimatter in this SPS. Like the super phase something, I don't really know. Supercritical phase shifter, that's what it is. This thing is super easy to build. Pretty much just do this face on every single side. And on the front though, I have the inputs and the output right there. We gotta place the lasers on these as well. I just gotta finish placing these boys down, and then it should be good to go. It'll take a lot of power as well, so It's gonna be insane. You are not done. What are you missing? There we go. I should change this to an output, I guess. Is that the only two? Yeah. I input the polonium, then I output the antimatter, and then I have to put a ton of power in, which is it's kind of unfortunate that I'm gonna be freaking draining all my power, but let's see. So you guys are making 500k. So, man, this is let me look. Let me look. Is it extreme reactors or is it bigger reactors? I think it's bigger reactors. Yes, bigger reactors. Could do this. Is this still? Can I still do this with bees? Any of these? I can do the cyanite, which I don't think you can actually use this. What about the ludicrite? Yeah, I can, but I don't think the ludicrite can either. Well, I don't know. It might be different in bigger reactors. I know in extreme reactors it's the plutonium, and maybe the cyanite. But I thought the plutonium made the cyanite. But it doesn't look like you can actually get this from anything. Yeah, there's no way to get the plutonium unless... Yeah. Okay, so obviously there's a process to get stuff. Oh, uranium and sand. So maybe it's the cyanite in this one. Let me look. Is there something for bigger reactors? Burning uranium creates a byproduct of cyanite, so it's uranium. Oh, I forget. Yeah, you can use uranium, huh? I'm stupid. Okay. Is that it? Let's see. And then plutonium, making cyanide reprocessor, allows you to convert 2 cyanide ingots into plutonium. That's just ludicrite. Great ludicrite block. These are rather expensive to make. Serve as great moderators for reactors, as well as breaking down into ingots to craft a component of the heat exchanger. So it's not the same as extreme reactors. Is there a max size? Smallest passive reactor possible, the 3x3 by 3. Let's see, it doesn't say anything about the max size. But if I look, it still doesn't say anything about the max size. Is there even a max size? Is it, let's see. Let's see, reactor building. Let me just start making reactor casing. Yeah, doesn't say anything about expanding our reactors. Right here. Whoa. The freaking, what? 128 by 120. That's insane. There are a lot of variables that contribute to the overall output of a reactor, so make sure to experiment. The taller the reactor, the more fuel it can hold and burn because there are more fuel rods, meaning more overall power. This also means higher burn rate. The wider the reactor, the more efficient it is, as long as you don't add more fuel rods to the design. This means less consumption overall. So if I do like one this tall, but let's say twice as wide, but just this many fuel rods in it, the burn rate probably would be very low because I'm most likely keeping the temperature down. Okay, so it's kind of like a better version of the extreme reactors, it seems. Like a more refined, maybe? Okay, I'll look into doing this. I don't know if I will, though, because it seems... Usually I'm not too, like, I'm a little hesitant, not hesitant, but if I don't need to get into, like, extreme reactors, I usually don't, because it's very time-consuming trying to make everything. But I can make a lot of power, usually, so... I'll probably look into it, but... I don't know. But I guess for now, I'm just gonna do one gate on this side. You know, I'll do two. I'll do two. Can I limit the output to 500k on each of these? I mean, if I wanted to, I could just make not the nitro. I can make the whatever spirited, I think, the green boyo. Yeah. What is your max output? 200k. Oh, so it's a big jump. Okay, because I want a million in total, but I don't know. I guess I'll just do that. Now, as for this, gonna need to bring up a cable, and I'm fairly certain I do not need the liquid antimatter for anything. I can use it for stuff, but I don't really care for much of this. Now this, I'm just going to shove this straight into the chemical crystallizer. Right here. Okay. When I connect this, it should start going. Nice. Oh, that looks different now. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna turn on my shaders real quick. I want to look at this. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, it looks the same in this, which isn't bad. Pretty nice. Have I made... No, I've only made 8. I guess I do actually need to upgrade you real quick. Got the gate. Let me look, make sure I'm not draining everything. Nah, it's good. We good. Okay. Power you. Put some upgrades in you. So this thing, I'm just gonna try to leave it running permanently. Oh, get out of that. There you go. And then let's see. Okay, so that's fine. Making 0.005 millibuckets a tick. Yeah, it's the amount of power. So I never really got into the fusion reactor in this. I tried to, and it would never put out the amount of power that it said it could. So it can produce up to 200 million RF per tick. I could never get it past like 15 million. And I was making a lot of the DT fuel, but I just don't know. I definitely was doing it wrong, but it had the injection rate the highest, and it just wasn't. Like, I was putting out a lot more than I was making, but it just wasn't the 200 million that it said it could make. So I just kind of gave up on it. Definitely looks cooler without the shaders on. Like that looks a little bit better. Yeah, well, that is Mechanism. Pretty much done. I highly doubt I've made an antimatter pellet. Nope. Yeah, this is it's insane. How much polonium do I have? Polonium. I have quite a bit. It is like this uses a ton. I think, what is it, 1,000? Yeah, so 1 bucket of polonium gives me 1 millibucket. So I need, wait, actually 1,000 buckets. Yeah, so I need 1,000 buckets of polonium to make 1 antimatter pellet. It's insane, right? Yeah, because it is 1,000. Yep, it is crazy that it's like that, but you know, there's not really much you can do other than just go crazy with like the fissile fuel production, which like even this setup, like it's not that big and it's doing decent, but it's mainly my sulfur can't get this in here fast enough. So it's like I could add more, but then it's, you know, how much sulfur do I have? Yeah, I'm burning through my sulfur pretty quickly. So like, so this is being sieved out of sand. So, but once I get the quarry bee up and going, who knows? Maybe I'll increase it. It's not really something I'm too worried about right now. I mean, I could add more because I think this one is making sand. Forget, yeah, so I don't actually need the quarry bee. I just need to do this. I have 2 of the hammers with the cobblestone generator on top of it. That'll get me more sand. So, I probably will do that. Just add like, you know, 3 right here that are just all sand, just to give me a little bit more sulfur. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. Getting, not, I don't know if I'm getting close, but starting to get through some stuff. I'm not like following anything. I'm kind of just doing mods I already know before I start getting into stuff that I'm not really too good with. Like blood magic and stuff. Like if I come in here, you know, I've gotten a decent amount of this stuff done. I guess I have thermal series, that one done. I don't know if that really, that's just because I have 10. I got to get all these, which, wait, what do you make? You make the dimensional seed, which this makes more sense, making the dimensional seed, actually needing some seeds, and they're like the expensive seeds. Because the other way of making it, unless it's something else that I'm thinking of, but it uses like the weird like ender portal thing. So if I look this up, portal, is it even in this? I don't think it is. Like it would use like the compressed netherrack like 6 times or 5 times maybe. and you'd make like a little, like, it's like a trophy of like the end portal. Same with the Twilight Forest portal, I think. So, I mean, I guess the dimensional part made sense, but then the actual seed, I feel like what they should do is have these seeds plus those dimension things. That would kind of make sense. Maybe it's this pulsating black hole. No, that's just all the compressed stuff. Yeah, things are looking good. This one, I need some dark matter. Wouldn't be too hard to make that either. Kind of sucks that these aren't EMCable. So, trying to make these. I'm sure there's a way I can automate it. Probably isn't too hard to do, but I don't plan on doing that too soon. But yeah, that'll be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.